Hey guys, this is DrGAKMAN here for Battle with the Best of Them. I'm doing my monthly video here. I thought that this was pretty amazing. I'm going to go through the pictures first. 2 rapid dashes on radar, and this was earlier in March, of course. Everything is going on in March now. They had so many things planned in Pokemon Go, but so many things had to stop, including the Community Day. We've been through so much in this last month. And it doesn't look like there's an end in sight right now when it comes to what we're going through. But Pokemon Go is making changes along with that. But I thought this was cool, seeing 2 Onyxes and 2 Rapidashes on the radar. That was just kind of crazy. You're going to see my Pokemon pictures in here too. This was when the clones were out. That's Clone 25, which is, of course, Pikachu. There's a seizure in the wild. It's rare to find. I'm randomly appearing in different places as my GPS goes out. You'll see a couple pictures like that. It's just a glitch. I take pictures of that kind of stuff. This is when Boulder first started showing up. I think this was during... Yeah, this was during one of their spotlight hours, and it was just mega spawns. And yes, there was mega spawns. This is over by Mavericks. The stop that's close by where my work is. I've talked about this before in past videos and past times with people, but I am going to make a video, I guess, after all this crazy stuff is over, or maybe during, I don't know. It all depends on how much effort I want to give to that, but I made this Maverick stop on a whim, and it made it in, but my stop that I wanted to make for my store at GameSwap didn't, and I've tried several times, and each time they reject it, and I need to make a video about how that works or does not work. There's other things that are not working in the game right now, too, but we'll get to that later. Here's Schmeargle showed up. 2 Abras. Abra Community Day was canceled, or, well, it's being delayed. We don't know when it'll happen, though. There's supposed to be I have that on my speculation page on my blogger. There was supposed to be a special research that was going along with it, investigating illusions, but then there was also rumors of the investigating a drive to investigate, which ended up being Genesect, like we thought. I got this as a trade from a friend, and it went up way high when she traded it to me because she got 2 extra ones, or she got 2 and then she got 1 and then she got 2 more. So she had enough to make the family, and she gave me 1. That was very nice of her. And then when she gave it to me, it ended up being the best one. So that's what happens when the stats reroll when you trade. This is Dingalicious. I think that's a funny name. Another picture there. D's Master Balls. People are getting really creative. This was near the time when the virus was coming to town, and near towards the beginning of the month, and people were panicking, and we're going to be closing everything. And they closed the restaurants first, and then they closed what they consider non-essentials, like where I work. So right now I'm waiting for unemployment. Don't want to get into that too much, but I'm pretty upset about that because it still hasn't come, and I'll believe it when I see it. My Eevee got all super tiny there. I don't know what happened there. 3 Houndooms. That was crazy. That's when the Scorpies went shiny, which that's crazy. This was somebody else taking the pictures from somewhere else, saying, talking about fair and balanced, and you have, like, you know, Niantic will tell you that the stops are fair and balanced and all around the world, but this is somewhere in Europe. I forgot where they said this was. And look at all these stops. That's ridiculous. That's like, I don't even know how some places can get away with getting this many stops, yet it's such a struggle to get stops with this Wayfarer thing. It's almost sickening. But there's Genesect, and then they had the I was showing off the feat of these because I was at first speculating when they brought in Sacred Sword for Kabalion and Virizion and for Terekion, that, maybe it was Keldeo, which is the mythical of the Sacred Sword, Swords of Justice Pokemon in the main series of games. But that wasn't the case. It did end up being the hoof of Genesect instead. So we were just comparing feet when I was talking. There's the virus right there in Pokemon. But there's the footprints that I was talking about. This is how they revealed that they were going to do Genesect. And I knew how it was coming, and I wrote about it on my speculation page and blah, blah, blah. This was Season 1 stuff for the Go Battle League. I guess if you make it to 10, you get to get the Pikachu Libre, which I haven't made it to 10 yet, and I didn't make it to 10 in the pre-leagues or the preseason either. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that because it's pretty rough for me anyway. I was doing really good in the Great League, but then they introduced the Ultra League, and I need to work on my team, I guess. But there'll be an extra 3 weeks for that. And it is cool that they were having encounters for legendary Pokemon, which was a good solution for people who couldn't go out and raid during this time. But I did it, and I think I got about, when Kabalion was out, I got 5 Kabalions from Go Battle League when they had the Great League, because I was doing pretty good in that, but none of them were shiny for me. My friend, she got one though. And then the Aberday was postponed. Then they started lowering prices stuff, and they have these deals, and you've seen it if you're playing the game. You know this. You get 30 incense for 1 coin. I still haven't even used all those incenses. This is crazy. Hopefully they bring that one back again, because I do foresee using that a lot. And they've upped the spawns and the incense and the time for the incense. They made some things cheaper. They got deals. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff that really the game should have already had, some argue. But, I'm okay with what they're doing and why they're doing it, how they're doing it now. So, I don't know why I had this here. Was it because of the Metatites, I think? This was right around the time when Corona was coming in, and I think that they were sending out fighting Pokemon without announcing it, but just they had a bunch of fighting types out. And I guess this was their way of saying that they wanted to fight the virus or something like that. I don't know. It was before they had any of the planned or announced type events going on, but whatever. There he is on my power pad. And listen to this video. This is kind of cute, kind of funny. One of the many buddy glitches going on right now. I was just recording that for prosperity. Okay, so look at this. I can't get him to come back. Oh, come on, Evie. He's not dancing, he's running away from me. He's a bad Eevee. No den for you tonight. Where did he go? Man. I don't even see him on the map. Where did Eevee go? There he is. One of the many buddy glitches going on right now. I was just recording that for prosperity. Alright. Okay. So, look at this. I can't get him to come back. Alright, so we already did that. And, yeah, this was at the end of the preseason, and I did not do too well, as you can see. 41 wins out of 140 battles, and the highest streak I had was 4, and I made it to 7 2243 in my ranking. Not very good, but whatever. I got a bunch of Stardust for it. They gave you a pass, and they gave you 2 each of the there's rumors going around that they're going to have special, like where you can get exclusive or community day or legacy moves on your Pokemon for either charged or quick attacks. But we'll see how that goes. That's still kind of like a little bit of rumor. Crix, my friend in the Philippines, he got a shiny Metatite, so good for him. I still don't have one of those. There's a Rapidash in the wild there. There is the ticketed event that was going on March 20th. That was pretty awesome for the Genesect. I liked it. I think they dumbed it down a lot. I don't know why I took a picture of this. I'm not too sure. But Genesect was pretty fun. Stantler, that's rare to find in the wild. A Snorlax, I think it was a 42 Snorlax found in the wild. That's rare. A Nincada in the wild, that's rare. Although the Nincadas were popping up more during the Genesect event, of course. This was a time that I got stuck, and I think I ended up losing this, even though you could see all of his shields are gone and all of his Pokemon are gone, but whatever. And then there was a couple of times where like they seemed to have quit, and I guess a lot of people were doing this on Twitter or whatever. They were reporting about it. Like people were deliberately losing just so that other people could win. So they weren't like even fighting just so that people could have more of a chances of getting, a legendary or certain Pokemon encounters in the Go Battle League, whatever. Or they were trying to ruin it. I don't know. Because they certainly were and still are pushing the Go Battle League a lot, which is, it's good for some, but not good for others who, don't have the know-how to go through the Battle League stuff. But there's a Mariana in the wild, another Nincada in the wild. Of course, my first Nincada was the 10 CP one. And he even brought me a gift. I got a bunch of Nincadas during that time. Joltik, I think I finally got a good one made. Galvantula. Then I finally got Genesect, and it is under the 1500 mark so that it can be in the Great League. And mine was a battle with the best of them, but it wasn't super great. We were speculating all the time on, like, see how it says, wonder what kind of drives exist for this Pokemon. Well, we already know. We already know what's in code, but you can't switch the drives. I guess when they go into EX raids, you're going to either randomly get one, or during 1 month it'll be this drive, and the next month it'll be the next drive. But all of the drives of the ones that we got so far were the orange ones, which ended up being the normal drives. So we really can't change its moves too much. Even though Genesect, depending on whatever drives on it, it can change its moveset. Blah, blah, blah. That's a whole other story. And I kind of wish they had item holding, which would include, changing drives on the Genesect. But so far, that's not a thing that is found in code, and it's not in the game, and it's not in planning. But Genesect is still cool. There's mine, and there's mine with the orange drive on the back of it. So it can switch between the steel move, because it's a steel and a bug type, and the bug type move, and then the normal move, which I think is like Hyper Beam or something like that. I got a bunch of fast and charged TMs, and I cycled through it several times just to see what kind of moves it could get, and it was stuck on the normal moves. But here is the drives I was talking about. I got this up on my blogger too, if you want to check this out. Orange Heart put this up. As you can see here, Orange Heart puts up some good stuff. And this was actually more exciting, although it ended up not being battle with the best of them, was getting the Durant, which is a region exclusive to the, I think we're in the Western Hemisphere, and this is in the Eastern Hemisphere. I think that's how that goes. I'm not too sure. That's also on my blogger on how to find regionals and stuff, so check that out on the infographics page. Cacturn, just in the wild. That's pretty crazy. I think they were having some other kind of event too. I can't remember. I got my third Sneasel. It ended up being my better one, or better than my other Sneasel. So it's a short ear one. So that was the female, and then the other one that I had was a long one. But I'm going to be selling that, or trading that, I should say. And then I got a Xylos there too. I got another what is it? Dino. So I ended up getting a third one, and then I got my second APOM finally. So I have the whole shiny family of APOM, Ambipom. There's that, and another CP10 Nincada. Qui-Gon Jinn, of course, one of the only ones that I know of around the area that got a shiny Nincada. It's pretty sweet looking. I think D-Money got one as well. A couple other people. That's my best Nincada that I got, was one click away from perfect, of course. There's my Durant next to hers again. That's funny. News header, March 2020, Go Battle League updates. So much information there. That's a glitch, by the way. Under Pokeballs, that was awesome. Some people were able to buy this twice. I was only able to buy it once, and, you know, whatever. I needed it twice, but I think I ran out of space, and then I went to go clear space, and then I went back into the shop, and it wasn't there again. But it's supposed to be a one-time thing, and it's supposed to be rotating. So far they've had, you know, the 30 incense, and then they had the 100 Pokeballs. Now they got 50 Great Balls, and then next month it'll be something else, or I don't know if it's every month or whatever they're going to do for however long this thing lasts. My news, the thing with, I think that they have like news preset in there to pop up, but with everything that's going on, they forget to take those down, and they still pop up on some people's things. But I couldn't even click on the news because it was telling me, hey, there's this thing, and then I go to click on it, and then there's nothing there, or it won't work, whatever. Another Schmeargle. There's Gigalith, and there's I finally got to make a Hydreigon, and I gave my friend Sarah, she got my second Aerodactyl, which I hatched from the 7K egg, the ancient, the fossil Pokemon. I got a shiny one of those, even though I already had one, so gave that to her. And then I think it's Green Onion Steak had this Gigalith in here. That's one of those ones that you trade, and it's free to evolve, but most of the trades that you do end up making the stats go down, so it's not worth doing. Otherwise, it's 200 candies, and I haven't done that one yet. But these are ongoing features that they're talking about. They're going to be remote train battles are going to be reduced to great friends, so you only have to be 2 hearts to get to that. The Go Battle League sets are free. Of course, if you want the quicker encounters, you have to use the Go Battle League Pass. It's 2 wins to get the encounter as opposed to 4. You know, the 30 incense and the 100 Pokeballs, and they're going to do other stuff in the future. They're going to have all kinds of bonuses. Half hatch distance is great. Increase Pokemon in the wild. 30 gifts a day, and then carry 20 gifts. They're going to have a lot more Pokeballs in gifts, since you can't go to as many stops if you're on quarantine or whatever. Gifts will drop more frequently from stops, and the incense will last an hour. And the incenses have been working a lot better. Sarah, on her first one after she bought those, Raichu in the wild, that's rare. There's when Gothita showed up during the psychic event. There was a lot of Soul Rock, but no shiny ones for me. And Solaces. And then it started raining right when that happened. Of course, that made it appear just like every other turn, which is crazy. Eevee's a little high right there. Catch 5 Natu, that was another one of the psychic things. But what I was talking about before was the incense spawns have been crazy good. Like, some people have been reporting like between 60 and 70 spawns per incense. That's the way incenses should be, in my opinion. I did make a Reniculus. I finally, Nicholas, I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's the coronavirus is what I put on it. COVID-19. Aren't I clever? But that was actually pretty cool. On the first day, I had enough candy. And because I caught so many of them, because it was raining and it was the psychic event, and they were just freaking everywhere. And this was 3 clicks away from perfect, so that one's my best one still. They were just everywhere. Look at this. That's disgusting. Here's some Magikarp. That's a joke. And then it's been a hot spot for Oddish for a while at Van Buren Park, and I want to try to get more stops there, but, you know, with everything that's going on right now, it's pretty crazy, and then my whole dilemma with not getting stops to work for me, or, like, suggestions, that is. But there was a bunch of Oddishes there, so that was cool. Then a Metang showed up on my incense. That's insane, isn't it? There you go, Metang. Why was I taking a picture of this? Oh, yeah, because you can still see in the distance there. That's that happens every once in a while, but it was not spinnable. They have doubled the distance that you can spin stops, but it doesn't work half the time. And they say, oh, it's not for stops, but yet you can spin them, but it doesn't work. It's supposed to be for the stops and for gyms, the stops on the gyms, so that you can reach them without having to be around people to do raids. But as time goes on, they're saying that they're going to do even more to make it to where people can interact with gyms from home. I'm thinking whatever gyms you can see from your home, you can click on and then, try to arrange with people on Discord. Or they're saying they're going to have some kind of social interaction, which is kind of amazing for Nintendo, Pokemon, and Niantic to do. But we'll see how that goes. It could probably be canned messages like, want a raid? Or, are you online? Or something stupid like that. But there's the Gothita. I keep forgetting to walk my buddy when I go out on my daily walks that we're allowed to have until the police come and boot us in our houses. Although I don't know how they're going to be able to do that, but whatever. Then I got another shiny Spoink, finally. This one was male and it was better stats, and so I made it into Grumpig. He's got a cute little tail. It was funny, the whole room was flat, but it wanted to appear, the footsteps for my Eevee, on a blanket that was on the ground, or a comforter that was on the ground that was all lumpy, so that was weird. Then we walked down to one of our daily routine walks, and we got 5 Gothitas in a row. It was nuts. None of them good, of course. Had 65 Solaces before I started getting rid of them. I had enough good ones, and then we had finally done enough trades that we got a perfect, or not a perfect one, but a lucky one. And we did get a lucky Gothita too, which I have evolved all the way up, and I'll show you that later. And then this was the new one that just appeared today, April Fool's Day, for April, and for the next week, I guess it's going to be tricky Pokemon, trickster Pokemon, Pokemon that look like Pokeballs, like Electorb, and Voltorb, and what's the not Shroomish? What's the mushroom-looking one? I forgot his name. But yeah, he looks like a Pokeball on the top. It's maybe it is Shroomish. I can't remember what his name is. But anyway, we'll check that later. And Apoms are appearing in the wild and in Photobombs. You can do 5 Photobombs a day. There's the new one, Stunfisk. And there's a new raid boss too, which is the cloud form of Landorus. We did it. She didn't get it, but I did. But mine sucked. It was only $19.99. But yeah, that was the worst one that I got recently. But I have a 0% one, a Skarmory, that I'm keeping. My map wouldn't draw on here, so that kind of stunk. And that was, I guess, the last picture that I took. I thought I took some other pictures out of that. But let's go to my page, and you will see when you go back to, well, great. Now it's not coming up. Up here to Nintendo Agenda, you got all these things. I'm going to be working on the organization tips here again, since I guess we'll have the time because of the shut-in. I've already updated the infographics for today, and the Community Day thing is kind of on hold. I am gonna write something on that whenever we find out some more information about when that's going to happen. And I updated my shiny checklist today. I have 69 shiny families, complete families, so that's pretty cool. Something that might have gone under some people's radar is that during the St. Louis event, people were able to still use those tickets out and about wherever they were, which if I would have known about that, I would have tried to get those, although money is going to be tight right now. But as you can see, if you can see it right here, right where I'm pointing, there is a new Pikachu. It doesn't evolve into Raichu, but there's a new Pikachu with the cowboy hat. I guess that's the St. Louis thing, and it was shiny possible for ticket holders. I didn't even, that's not fair, but whatever. And Teddy Ursa also went shiny during that too, which now is shiny for the rest of the world. But yeah, I've got 257 different ones out of the 44 or 441 that are available. Now you'll see on this thing from Leak Duck, he says there's, I don't know, 438 available, but I count the Abras. So even though that was a fluke thing, we do know that they're coming back for a Community Day someday, hopefully. I don't know if they're going to change how they're going to do Community Days in the future, as they're changing the rest of the game to try to make it more comfortable from home to do, because they know that there's some people that are going to be on lockdown and stuff. So, but let me show you some of the new Pokemon, some of the new shinies and perfects and traded, and you know. Something that's really bad though is with the searching, with this last update, and with the renaming of Pokemon, they have taken away copy and paste, which is horrible, because I do a lot of symbols to organize my Pokemon because I keep so many. So there's Gothita, that's the highest one that I'm keeping. And then this one is a battle with the best of them, Gothita. And then this one was my best one, which ended up being 4 clicks away from perfect. It was a lucky one, thanks to Sarah Shirakami, who's been holed up with me. And then here's another lucky one. Even with all that, making 2 of these, I still have 102 candies left. That's crazy. I did get my Landorus, and like I said, it's not good. And I did see one of these Stunfists. Supposedly they're going to be hard to see and find. But, you know, those are some new entries. New shinies. Not a lot since last time. Obviously, because I haven't been able to get out. But I got another extra Sneasel, another extra Nidoran male. Talked about the Houndoom last time, I believe. No, I didn't in the last video because I didn't do that yet. But like I said earlier, when I was showing you the pics, this was actually my best one. So I have the doggies. I need, who is it? I have the whole family, Houndour and Houndoom, Poochyena and Mightyena, Snubbull and Grambull, but I still need, if you count it as a dog, I still need a, I got Growlithe, but I need its evolved form. I need another Growlithe in order to make that, so Arcanine. But yeah, I got the whole family, Ambipom and Apom and Spoink and Grumpig now, and I got an extra Sneasel and an extra Nidoran male. These aren't the ones; these are actually better than the ones that I had. So, but I got those up for trade. Yeah, and you saw this last time because that was from the last video. I think this was earlier in the month. Yeah, no, I might have covered that in the last video. I can't remember when they had the Pokemon Anniversary weekend where it was Gengar and Nidorino fighting in raids. And this might have been after that I got this. No, this is about the same day. So I did make the whole family, so I got the whole family for Scizor and Scyther. So that's cool. But here's another doggy one. That's actually, this is something crazy. And you notice that when I went to go type, it didn't type over like it normally used to. It put it at the end of what I just previously typed. So that's really annoying. Also, you can't, see how I'm tapping this? You can't change the cursor. You can't move the cursor around. So I have to erase the whole message and go back to the beginning in order to write what I wanted to write, which was the whole family for Lillipup. So let's put this in order here. As you can see, I got the shiny Lillipup, Herdier, and Stoutland right there. But look at this too. This is where, you know, I write in my checklist for the luck of Pokemon. Here is a perfect Lillipup. Here is a perfect Herdier and a perfect Stoutland. So not only do I have all three as shinies, but I also have all three as perfects. What kind of luck is that? That means that what it comes down to is I think that is one of my special Pokemon, you know? Okay, anything new? I got that Durant, which I showed you, and it wasn't very good. I got tons of Cabalions, no shiny. I could evolve Boldore if I put a bunch of rare candies into it, but I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna wait until I get a better one. This one I think is my best one, but it's still, if I'm gonna spend 200 rare candies, or spend that many candies, I want it to be a better one than that. I have a Lucky Abra saved for Community Day. In fact, I should go through my Luckies and show you those. Pretty cool. Thank you so much, Sarah, for doing that. And then I got a Lucky Bulbasaur and Charmander. I still need a Lucky Squirtle for whenever they roll around again for their Community Day makeup times later on this year. Hopefully, if they do it like they do every previous year. Let's go through my traded ones, see if there's anything cool to check out. Nope, nothing more than what you've already covered. Distance ones, although this is going to be rough again because they have broken the keyboard. Hopefully they fix this. All they have to do is just get it back to the way that it was before. I don't like this, but I haven't been hatching a lot of eggs. I don't want to spend money on the game because money is going to be tight in the next couple of months. What else? Oh, and my perfects here. I was trying to get Cabalions in the Go Battle League, but they kept giving me Snivies, and I'm like, ugh. You have to get like to rank 6 before you can get, I think, the legendaries in the Go Battle League for the encounters, by the way. But there's no clear infographics online about that kind of stuff. But I got my third one, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired of Snivies. And it ended up being perfect. So I'm saving it for its Community Day, as you can see by the CD on there. And I also hatched a perfect, oh no, this isn't a hatch, this was a field research for Charmander, so he's waiting for his Community Day too. And yeah, so there's my perfects. New entries, I think I showed you all of those. I showed you the shinies. These are the ones that I have up to trade. So, anybody's interested in any of this stuff as I scroll through it. And I organized my Purifieds, Shadow. And as you can see, it screwed up the thing on there again, and I can't change the cursor back. Shadow. I have a bunch that I'm saving back for whenever I get a task that says Purify Pokemon. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put these in order here. But I got rid of all the purified ones that were just extras that weren't very good. because I don't need multiples of those, but multiples of the shadow are okay, so that I can purify them later and get, the stuff for that. And I wasted some stones and items to evolve some Pokemon in order to make a pretty good Porygon Z. Okay, so what else? Yeah, there's really nothing else to say. I'm going to say to people, though, be careful out there. We know what's going on. I think it's a little bit overblown for what it really is. And somebody's making money off of this somewhere. And I feel sorry for the people who work in the medical industry right now because of all the nonsense that's going on. They're going to get sick. They're around sick people all the time. And then, my heart goes out to people who are probably more susceptible to dying from getting sick from this. But for the rest of us, I don't think it's really that big of a deal, but they're making it into a big deal. And I think more people are going to hurt from losing work than this virus ever would hurt, in my opinion. But what can I do? I'm not in control of anything. They're going to do what they're going to do, and we just have to abide by the rules. And it's not that I am telling people to go out and get sick or anything like that. It's just I think this is like Y2K a bit, in my opinion. But that's my opinion, and I'm wrong to most people, and they're wrong to me. So that's what opinions do, I guess. But even still, whether it's overblown or whether we're all going to die tomorrow, I think it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's either one of those things, but just be careful, and happy hunting out there, and we'll look forward to whatever Niantic and Nintendo, and God, I love Animal Crossing. It's so awesome. Being holed up in here, it kind of sucks, but at least they got that, and Pokemon Go to, even though it's becoming more and more like Pokemon Stay. But we'll make it through this, and things will go back to normal, and prayers go out to those who have suffered loss by this, and who may yet still suffer loss from this. But I think the losses that I am experiencing, and the losses that I think most people are going to experience, is not getting sick, or somebody dying in their family, or that they even know. I don't even know anybody who's sick with it, but whatever. I think more people are going to suffer from the lack of work, and businesses having to shut down because they can't survive, because they're not making money right now, and the government itself can't sustain this many people with unemployment if that's really what's going to happen, and all this stimulus and stuff. So I'm starting to rant, and I shouldn't. So I'm going to let it go at that. But again, be safe out there, and try to keep your sanity. I think people are going to get stir crazy, and I think this is there's some positives in this. I think people are going to really see who their real friends are, and people are going to wake up to things that probably should have been one of their concerns for a while now, like hygiene and staying away from people. Like some people just get too close, and just a little bit more respect for each other, and not that we want to be germaphobes or whatever, but just being a little bit more mindful of other people. I live in, or I work in businesses where people just sometimes go too far with how close they get to you and breathing on you and stuff like that. Hopefully that'll be a wake-up call to people to stop doing that kind of crap, But that's a whole other tangent. It has nothing to do with Pokemon Go, and I've already talked too much. So You guys take it easy and be safe out there, like I already said. And I'll catch you guys next time. Happy hunting.